Hello, 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 everyone. I hope everyone is having a good Monday so far. Sorry, I'm just had a little bit of a drink. Yeah, so exciting announcement. I'm gonna start improving my live stream setup. I have a new microphone, and I have some tweaks I'm going to make to my computer after this live stream that should make it quiet down. I actually have a liquid cooler in my machine, but it's not actually connected to anything. As well as, Noctua makes this product. They make more than just fans. Hashtag not sponsored. It's this little guy here. And instead of trying to control your fans in the in either the BIOS or through software, this little thing actually just lets you plug in your fan equipment. I don't know if that's visible. And then it just gives you a little knob that you can adjust your fan speeds, as well as a switch that lets you determine whether or not it forces a certain low revolutions per minute. And so I'm going to use that to quiet down the case fans, because all the fans are plugged into one power source, but some of them are louder than others, so I'll be able to turn it down manually. In terms of the wallpaper itself, this is the wallpaper as it is right now. There was 2,221 hand-drawn polygons in here, but I did remove a few of them, but we're also going to be adding a bunch more via copy and paste. Oh, hello, don't mind me. Okay, so before we start too much else, I think what I'm going to do is just one more inspection on the things, just see if there's anything facing the wrong way. It all looks good here. And then this is this was done the day before yesterday, but I did a lot of tweaking to it yesterday. Okay, and it seems we have the full wave ready. And then for those who haven't, well, it's been posted everywhere, but this is the image that we're kind of going for. We're a bit loose on it because you can see that it doesn't exactly line up everywhere, but that's also because this uses some more accurate line work. For those who are kind of interested, we're on Q. This is P. This is an older version of it. I'll just show the line work that we had. So, oh, whoops. There we go. So, I actually redid a lot of the line work. I wasn't happy with the way that I was following the grid on this. So, in order to turn any square-based grid into a hexagonal-based grid, what you do is you... it's actually pretty easy. You move to the midpoints of every other line, and so that's where these purple ones, these purple guidelines come in. And I just retraced, and I used the midpoint snapping tool, which is this guy here, which lets you snap to the midpoints of any line segments. And anybody who was watching yesterday kind of knows that these thin blue lines have nodes on every corner, which lets me snap nicely to midpoints. Then these red zigzags help me just kind of see where polygons ought to be going. And then that way it's just much easier to follow along. And I only actually did zigzags on every other line because I'd be snapping to the... Oh, we have a truck. Because I'd be snapping to the nodes that I'd be creating as I went along, so I'd have to create a couple on the very left side, but yeah, I can easily snap and create my polygons to those corner nodes just as I followed along. So that was the work done on this over the past few days, save for yesterday, where I've been kind of upping my streaming game. The microphone was probably the biggest addition. I didn't think I'd have it for this stream, even with the single day delay. But it came early, and it's probably much better than the webcam. Oh. Louder. Okay, yeah, sorry. Is this a bit better? Let's see. Oh, that's too loud. Okay. Is this a better volume? Sorry, I'm just also watching to see how much I redline. There we go. Is that a bit better for the volume? Okay. Let me know if I'm quiet or if I'm crackling. I'm still adjusting this thing. I'm not used to real microphones. Okay. So we have the rough. I'm going to turn the opacity down on that. We'll just go to 40. And let's dive right in. So, one thing that I kind of learned the hard way is that I probably should have started with the background of the wave first, because the foreground is a little more prominent. It has some more detail. And I picked up some tricks while I was working that kind of made the whole thing go faster. So I'm going to try to work on the less prominent blue side first. And that ought to, if I start to get into any sort of... Oh, what's going on here? If I get into any sort of flow, then yeah, I can just apply it slightly better to the later work. And sorry, I'm just making one quick adjustment, and I believe that should do it. There. And then this is backwards. Kind of glad that I did this last second inspection. There we go. That should... Oh, I need a new... Okay, and page up and page down will move things up and down the z-axis. There we go. That should fix that. Yeah, there we are. Okay. Excellent. Thank you. Glad to hear everybody is hearing me better. Yeah, because the first time... yeah, again, this is the first time using a proper mic. So I assume that you wanted to... Because, yeah, I have this guy here. And I assumed that I needed to keep everything below the green all the time. And so, yeah, I tried to have it, even if I was at my very loudest. I didn't want it to touch red, but again, you know, maybe I'll just have to fiddle with it. Okay. So, the first thing that I'll note is that we're going for this two-layer effect, where we have like one layer that's blue, one layer that's orange. Now, one layer has pulls back slightly more than the other, so when I kind of put this together, I tried to make sure that I adhered to the largest of the two layers. And what I'm going to do now is duplicate the current layer. And then we have wave, and I'm going to start renaming things. Bottom orange polygrid. There we go. And we're going to go wave bottom blue polygrid. Okay, there we go. Going to lock the blue just so I don't mess it up. And very first thing we do is I'm going to just group everything here. So now we have all of our other grids just ready and selected. So I'm going to just move everything a little bit over, a little bit up. I'm going to scale it slightly. There we go. We're going to color it all orange. I'm going to make everything fully opaque. There we go. I did it to the layers. And so now we can already start to see that 2-layer effect. So let's get it kind of nicely aligned here. And this will be the top of the lower layer. All right. I'm just going to make these. Blue will remain at 90 just to be visible. Oh, there we go. All right, so we have some orange exposure here. And what you're going to notice is as I start to pull these back, there's just going to be a mess hiding underneath it. Quite the mess, actually. But that actually just gets pulled right back. There we go. It's a little bit hard to see, so what I'm going to do is just draw my own guides. So let's see what I actually want. Okay. So this, I'm going to pull it back to here. This will get pulled around to here. And I'll pull it back to here. And this line will just kind of help me know what the devil I'm doing. And set it to an obvious color. I'm going to make it thick, and then there we go. That is there. There we are, there we are, there we are. Okay, so we have you. Now this one actually needs more nodes. We have one node that'll snap here, one node there, one there. I'm actually going to turn off snapping because we're well beyond that point. Actually, wait, I need it. And there we go. And these extra nodes, the reason why there's so much sticking out here, I kind of covered this last week, is because once you remove these outlines, there can be thin little gaps that kind of show through. So you'd see like just light orange dotting between everything here, or you know, if it was over a white background, it would be white dotting. So this just kind of those extra points just make it so that everything properly aligns. There we go. There we are. There. And we just do a little bit of cleanup. Oh, whoop. We need to add a new node here. There we go. So there's two ways to add a new node in Inkscape when you're trying to work with anything. You can either double click on a line segment, or you can hit the new node button in the top left, and if you have two nodes selected, it'll insert in between them, or if you have a bunch selected, it'll double up. I tend to prefer double clicking just because it's easier as part of the workflow. Okay, now let's take a look at what we want on the bottom. We want a lot there, a little bit there. Cool beans. The top should actually be a lot easier to work with. And I do cheat a little bit on these edges, because I want this rounded effect, but unfortunately, just by the way the angles and the curves go, we get a bit of a square here, so I'm actually going to pull something back, and I'll do the same with the background element as well. So we want it a little bit there, that'll work. So let's just pull it back, just so we get a little more of that nice circly without breaking the grid too badly. This is a little bit easier to work with on the bottom here, just because, oh, that goes all the way up. Yeah, it's a little bit easier to work with these guys. Just because the extra nodes tend to be along the top. There we go. So that covers that. Now we're gonna switch out. We're gonna duplicate. Oh wait, I'm gonna rename it. Wave top, orange polygrid. Duplicate the current layer. On this one, blue goes on the bottom, so we have orange, blue, blue, orange. And we're at, what, 75% opacity? I'm going to lower it just a bit, just to see what I'm doing. So, wait. Yeah, so that one. So we're going to be mainly removing the orange, so I'm going to remove all the orange here. I'm also going to actually change that to a blue. Light blue. There we go. There, that's starting to get the effect that we want. And so the orange goes right to the edge there, but we have this gap kind of in the middle. It would be right around here. And I'm going to once again draw myself a reference outline. And one benefit of doing these extra reference lines is that you have the nodes to snap on. So if set stroke, make it super thick, there we go. Because some of these are full-on quads, and well, they're all full-on quads, but some of these don't actually have. No, we're actually pretty safe here. But just to make sure we have the cusp nodes we want to snap against. That's getting a bit close for me, so I'm going to move that there. Just add the extra node. And then, so this needs to go here, this needs to go here. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. And badoop. There we are. We have that gap now. And save as. I'm going to save very regularly. Then we have. Wait, I just did that. Did I do that backwards? No, I didn't. Okay. So we want, I'm going to actually create my lines. I think I'm a little bit, oop. Yeah, no, I wanted more blue there. There's something going on here. Right, yeah, I had to, one thing I completely forgot is, just because I lost a little detail when things came into the foreground here, I don't have the exact same patterns that I did before that I could run off of. So we have this. Let's take a look. Yeah, because oh yeah, we have. Yeah, I'm confusing myself, which is actually a very frequent occurrence. Okay. Here we are. Okay, and then this will go all the way to the front. And then we have a little bit of a pull. And then, yeah, okay. And then all three of these kind of stay the same size that they are. Then we have, yeah, then we have this where it will pull back again. Yeah, that should be far enough. When you're working with a node, if you accidentally click in the wrong place, you can just hit Control-Z, and that will pull you back to back one step. I'm going to set this here. And we'll pull back. And there we go. Okay. Set stroke. Yeah, these are the lines that we want to pull back to. Alrighty. Just so that I can see what I'm working with. Yeah. So yes, I wanted to apologize again for delaying the stream to today. I did have a fantastic little hike with my mom and sister. It was absolutely delightful. There's a conservation area nearby. And yeah, we went up there, got a lot of pictures of, for people who are in warmer climates, one thing that you don't really see a whole lot is where you have waterfall or water that runs out of rocks. It'll freeze and you can get what I can only describe as a waterfall made of ice. It looks frozen in time, and you know, you unless you have one like right near yourself, it always looks it looks like time has stopped. It's just the most unique thing. And that usually comes out of rock faces. I should actually later on during the stream, I should find some of the pictures and just put them up. There we go. One thing I wanted to ask, dear chat, is how is the video quality? Because when I looked at the old video, it was actually quite atrocious. Is everything a good solid 1080p on your end? I can stream in up to 4K, but just until I can get the liquid cooler on my machine, I'm going to abstain from that, just so that the fan doesn't ramp up too much and add some background noise. Speaking of noise, somebody also recommended Noise Torch. And while I was actually taking a look at that, I found out OBS had an update. I think it was early last year now, I guess. It's the new year. Early last year, where they actually used put in the same noise filter that Noise Torch uses. And Noise Torch gives you some other goodies as well. For example, like you can do equalization, things like that. I could make myself sound a little more like Barry White, but I'm not going to go that far, even though I would like my voice to sound super nice. I have to accept that I am not Barry White. We're going to go with 3 segments. Here we go. Boop. Oh, the stream is great. Yeah, I'm some sort of artifacting. Yeah, I'm still running off of an old Logitech webcam. There's not much I can do about that. What my plan is in the long run now is over time, I'm going to be, you know, if this is working out well and people are liking the streams as time goes on, then I'll put a little more effort into making sure. Oh, there was supposed to be some blue there. Oh, well, I missed that. I wonder if I could sneak it in, actually. Nah, I won't do that. But yeah, what I'm going to do is every so often I'm just going to do small upgrades to the setup. Okay, let's get a preview of what it all looks like. So this is our wave. One thing I need to do, one thing I need to do is the blue has to move over a bit. And another thing is I need to do some scaling, but I'm actually pretty tight. I'm going to go File, Document Properties. If you want to see where the... hello, Carl. If you want to see the border over top your drawing at all times, go to File, Document Properties, and it gives you quite a few options. You can set your display units and your kind of pixel units and your scale. If you're doing any kind of digital artwork, I highly recommend you always start off coming in here and setting everything to pixels and making sure the scale is 1:1. What the scale does is it affects the view box. But yeah, very, very important to make sure that you set everything to pixels. And then you have, going to tweet from, yeah, sure. Thank you, Paul. But yeah, you can show the border. You can show the border on top of the drawing. Border on top of drawing gets on my nerves sometimes, but when you have things that are 100% opaque, and you just need to see where your edges are, that's exactly how. You can show the border shadow. I dislike the border shadow. I always turn that off. Okay, so taking a look here, I did move the blue slightly from the back there, but to make sure we have a very light sense of perspective, I'm just going to increase the size on the orange just a little bit. Not enough that anybody would actually even likely notice it, but your brain will. And then since I moved it up, I have to jot it down. And there we go. So we have our kind of 2-layer effect here. The next thing that needs to happen, so we're going to do a lot of layer duplication in the early on, and then there'll be a cleanup step afterwards, is we're going to delete a lot of our polygons. So we have the orange going to blue. Sorry, I just kind of have to think about this. Because one thing that you see in a lot of wallpapers, and because I'm doing it completely differently this time than I usually do, is I always make sure that there's a little bit of depth to the shapes. You just don't see a floating polygon. It's a floating triangle with a little bit of thickness to it, almost like it was made out of like an acrylic sheet or something like that. So I kind of have to anticipate how I'm going to make that acrylic sheet in a few moments. I don't like drawing them by hand. That might have to be how I do it this time. But let's just take a look here. Just kind of, okay, I know how I'm going to do this. You people are probably going to like this little trick that I'm going to pull. I pulled this one on the, I think it was the, which wallpaper was it? I can't remember which wallpaper it was, but yeah, I'll show you the trick that I did. So what I'm going to do is duplicate that, and we're going to go temp 1. We're going to duplicate that. Okay, hold on. I need to see what I'm doing here. I'm getting confused. So many layers. We have orange. Nothing. Okay. Delete that. We have orange, blue, 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 orange, blue, 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 orange. Okay, we need to duplicate orange. Duplicate current layer. I think it added the word copy to a bunch of things. That's super weird. That threw me off. Okay, so now, yeah, we have 2 of each. Move it up. We'll start with the orange one. So Control A, select everything, path. These are all the Boolean operations, and we're going to be using these a few times. I'm going to go union, and we instantly get just a single shape with all of our triangles. And because we did that overlapping, there should not be any gaps on the inside. This is actually one thing that happens quite a bit. Okay, good. That's on the outside. This is actually one thing that I noticed tends to trip up artists, and you might not even notice it happening, is when you do a path union for a complicated shape. Sometimes you can get extra nodes and dots on the inside, especially if it's 2 shapes that are supposed to be exactly lined up. So we have that. Okay, cool. Now we do the same thing to blue. Path, union. There we go. There we go. Oh, wait, no, I didn't want to do that yet. Control Z, Control Z. There we go. So, here's where the evil trick comes in. Is I'm going to pull this back just as far as the orange layer. And I'm going to lock the orange layer. That should make life easier on me. And this is going to let me get exactly the right edge. And I don't have to worry too much about where the nodes are, as long as everything is in roughly the right spot. Because we're using a lot of clamping as well, that also helps with the union, because it just sees that 2 nodes are in the exact same spot. Internally, vector graphics are kept as floating point numbers. And that means that sometimes you can just have numbers that are so ridiculously close to each other, but they're actually slightly off. So by snapping, it kind of helps guarantee that you're in the right spot. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna keep... No, I have to get rid of this too. And there we are. And we just re-snap everything to the cusp nodes. This needs to be pulled back here. This needs to be deleted. This needs to be pulled back here. There we go. Alrighty. Oh. Yeah, there's a lot of chats going on. Audio is very good. Not sure, is this animated? I'm not sure, like, will it be animated? Unfortunately not. It's just going to be a static image in the end. Although, hopefully I'm animated enough to be entertaining. If you also hear what sounds like a bird dying in the background, it's just my cats and their toy. Cats have no sense of timing. That's why I attempted to feed them tuna right before the start of the stream. Oops, I need to keep going back, actually. Yeah, I tried to ply my cats with tuna just before I started because they quite like to disrupt the status quo. And also I have one that yells at me if I... Sorry, yeah. My one cat actually yells at me when I'm in the kitchen and not feeding her tuna. There we go. Boop, boop. There we are. Doop. You go here. There we are. All right. Now, why didn't I just copy the orange layer? Why did I have to go through and re-delete all of those blue polygons? And that, path union, there we go. It's simply because I did some like scaling and moving and things like that. So just to make sure that I had everything correct. But you're already kind of starting to see now, if I just turn this to a slightly darker orange, you're starting to see that depth effect. Now, another thing that happens is you'll start to get these little hairs, and the solution to that, pretty simple. just create a new node by double clicking. And for every time that you suspect that there's going to be a hair, you do that. And that just gives the impression that it's that it's actually extending. And even though that's not seen, I'm just going to get it for clarity. Here's another one. There we go. There's not too many of them in this design. Yeah, no, I think we're looking fairly decent. So if we turn on our blue layer again, we start to see that all already. So that matches. Oh, there's another one. I'll probably be noticing these for a little while. And those nodes I'm deleting are just so that we don't have excess. There we are. Now we do the same thing for blue. So hide orange. And that's the top. There's orange. And then blue. Yeah, blue needs a duplicate. So we're going to go duplicate current layer. Wave top orange polygrid. Oh yeah, that's sorry, I just remembered what I was doing with all of that. You take both of these, sorry, and you do another union. There you go. Then this layer contains nothing. Delete current layer and edge. And we move it down. There we go. That's our edge. That makes a ton more sense. And we're going to get some incidental lines that are pretty close, but I don't think they're going to be too noticeable. And there, now it just becomes a case of deleting the nodes. Yeah. Oh, Yieldy, you should have seen last week when I was actually drawing these polygons manually. Oh, I tried a new method last week for successfully getting these curves, and man, oh man, I did not think every step all the way through, and I wound up having to draw all of those by hand. Okay, so we have two blue polygrids. Yeah, there we go. Okay. You hit Control A. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Or no, this one needs to be smaller. There we go. A little bit smaller. Not so much that you notice, but just enough to get the effect. Move it down the appropriate amount. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, and then we make yet another duplicate of this. Duplicate current layer. Move the copy down. I'm just gonna there, okay. Blue polygrid, okay, I just want to make sure that we can get to no polygrid. So there we are. That should make no difference. Perfect. That should make, yep, there we go. Okay. So we hide that, unlock you, show you two. So this path union, then this a path union. There we go. We have two flats. There's our grid. And then we go, yeah, we select both, path union. There we are. And here we can clearly see those little jaggies I was talking about. So we do a quick inspection anywhere where you see an extra. Like, that's so not noticeable, but let's just be keeners about this, shall we? Here's the big one. There we are. I'm going to darken the color just so that we see it. Now when we turn it on, we're starting to get that 2-layer effect that we so like in these wallpapers. There we go. Save. That's the top all set up. So element OP QRS. And now let's do the same for the bottom. So let's wake these 2 layers up. I'm going to start with the blue at the top. So that's that. Oh, wait. Starting to get a lot of layers moving. This is actually an empty layer now. There we go. Because when you, the reason why I'm deleting that layer and I know it's empty is because when I took the 2 duplicated shapes and I merged them in, it keeps the lower layer. Okay, so we want to duplicate the orange. Bloop. Add. I'm going to hide the one to keep. Oh, wait, no, I created a new layer. Delete layer. Delete current layer. Duplicate current layer. There we go. Layer copy. Rig that back up. Unlock. Now I had everything grouped, so Control-Shift-G is the hotkey that you want for ungrouping things. I just remembered I need to pull this orange layer back now. That is, oh no, that's quad. There we go. Snap to cusp node. And because the cusp node snapping puts everything on the exact same point, we know those floating point. That goes. This goes. There we go. Sorry, I just need to be aware of where my edges are set to land. Because that's actually a quad hiding under there. There we go. There we go. We need to get up here as well. Yeah, I apologize for those who are hearing the fire truck in the back. Hopefully everyone's okay. I'm just gonna redraw this just so I have the point of reference. We're going 1, then there's a very long, and then here, here, here. Does that look correct? Set the stroke to 4. Oh, whoop. Wrong there. There we go. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, there we go. Okay, that is proper deleted. There we are. Take you, push you back, keep your node out there. You're acting as a quad. There. And then this quad over here. Add a node, snap it there. There we go. Then we're taking 1 back here. And just so I have the reference point, there we go. Stroke point 4. I'm not going to turn it purple this time. Snap to cusp node. There we are. This is a quad. Oops. There we go. Now, one thing I'm a wee bit nervous about is that's looking kind of thick, especially for a background layer. So let's Control A, and I'm just going to pull it in a little bit. And Do we want to keep that going thinner, or do we want to pull it out a bit? Note to self, I can't be doing this. I have to keep it as thick as it was. Unless I wake up both orange polygrids and the blue polygrid. And I unlock the orange polygrid. There we go. Control A. That should select everything. And I'll make it just a hair thinner up top. Oh, it didn't select all. There we go. Yeah, there we are. Pull it a bit thinner there. Pull it in a couple steps. There we go. Should be a little bit thinner because that's supposedly in the background. One thing I am going to do though is pull that a bit wider. And that should give us, yeah, pretty convincing effect. There we go. We'll hide you. You're still unlocked. Make sure we're on the correct layer. Control A. We also have to anticipate that that's going to go. I'll change that afterwards. Control A. Path. Union. There. Solid shape. And you would probably wind up. I don't want you to snap. That is probably going to be roughly correct. There we go. And we'll just make this blue so we know what we're looking at. Hey, that looks convincing. One thing I'm going to toss on is just a new layer, and I'm going to put cover. Shift pound will get you the grid, and you can toggle your grid on and off. And I'm just going to make that there. I have a purple outline, which is kind of, there we go. And what this is going to do is, without the distraction of everything outside, I can just make sure that, oh yeah, the width is, wow, document properties. Yeah, 2560 by 1800, yeah. Sorry, I'm just so used to working with odd pixel increments that I always think the bottom and the right side need some more work. Oh. Same time, yeah. The icons, whatever noises in there. Does not make text icons, it just makes them harder to see. Yeah, I always try to keep the top left to be the least noisy area. So when you see the bottom right here, like this is clearly going to be the most chaotic sort of area. The background is going to be a similar color to the blues, I think. So hopefully it's not going to be too distracting. If you take a look at this older wallpaper here, this kind of left side of the screen I tried to reserve more for icons, and then the right side is where you saw that kind of much noisier galaxy effect. I feel like I need to break a pool queue and just like give it to chat and let people fight it out. All right, so where was I? Oh yeah, here we are, getting the orange. Okay, now we need orange. So wave, bottom, blue edge. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate that layer, move it down, Just name it edge. Create a second copy of it. This one is going to get deleted. And Control A selects everything in the current layer. There we go. That should be roughly good. And as a matter of fact, yeah, okay. Path union, Control A, path union. You can't really see it, but if we hide that, we have these two here. It doesn't matter which one is actually on top of the other, because path union and delete current layer, get rid of the extra layer, and we get rid of these fuzzies. So like there's a fuzzy. Here's a fuzzy. Aha. Okay, so we have a little bit of an issue there. I'm just going to manually adjust that. There we go. And once we turn that back on, yeah, we're A-okay. Also going to lock those polygrids. One thing that a lot of people might not realize is whenever you have a layer visible, it counts, so the Inkscape snapping tools count all the visible layers. So if you try to keep the number of visible layers minimal while you're using Snap, that will greatly improve your performance using this application. So let's, oh, what's going on here? There's a little bit of funkiness going on here. Oh, right. Yeah, I'm using the bottom polygrid. There we go. So yeah, there's actually not too many little hairs like that. Just a quick inspection. All right, we'll turn on our polygrid again. There we are. So here's the 3D effect. Let's just make this a slightly darker orange, just so we can see. There we are. So now, move the rough right to the top. So we have that. I'd say pretty darn reasonable. Okay. So next trick is we're gonna lock the edge layer. So we have wave bottom blue edge, wave bottom orange polygrid. Okay, so we want to take the blue. You can't see it, but I'm constantly hitting Control S. So just a neat note, I'm going to show everybody. So when you have ungrouped shapes and you apply a fill, it will apply a fill local to each shape. If you group the shapes first and you apply your fill, it's going to apply the fill to all shapes as a whole. So we're going to, I'm just going to make this blue, slightly lighter blue. There we go. And then when all shapes are operating as a group, there we go. And I'm going to just apply some initial gradients. And if I turn off the strokes, we'll see that it looks flat. We still have all our individual shapes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my, I believe I have it under, where is it? Color. I have a plugin that I wrote. It's called Jitter Gradients. It'll jitter all the gradients so that we get that kind of tiley effect that we see here where you have that looseness. Okay. Now we go for the orange polygrid. Now the orange polygrid is not actually super visible. There's only this area here. And when I select, there's a lot of polygons that are just kind of buried. So I'm actually going to just delete a bunch of them. I'm not going to be particularly precise or concise, but this just kind of lightens up the document just a little bit, so that when we start doing more intense things shortly, oh, you can have, so that when we start doing more intense things shortly, we don't have twice as many polygons as we actually need. So we have all of our orange. Oh, we have a few stragglers here still. All of our orange. We hit Control G, go to our fill, and again, it's applying it globally. We go to the edit button. We're going to pick 2 colors, and I'm actually going to create 4 separate gradients, 2 for the back, 2 for the front, and then that way we can adjust and modulate our gradients slightly later on. Okay. And, oh, actually, you know what I'm going to do is just keep things, fill, stroke point, get rid of the stroke. There we are. The next thing I'm going to do is we're going to take our edge and we're just going to kill the stroke. Another thing that I will do as well is, oh, nope, there we are. Take the fill. This creates another one. So actually it would be 4 fills per layer. And what am I doing? There we go, edit. There we are. We're going to use darker colors for this. And yeah, there we go. Now we're going to adjust and play with these colors a little bit later on. Just make sure everything is nice and smooth. But for now, I'm just getting the gradients roughly where they're going to be. I don't have to care exactly about the gradient color because I have things set up so that all the gradients are shared. When you go File, or no, sorry, Edit Preferences in Inkscape, under Tools, you'll see the gradient option. And I do not want to prevent the sharing of gradient definitions. Okay, there we go. Glad I checked that. So what this does is if I select a single polygon and I modify the gradient to it, every polygon that shares that same gradient will change along with it. And so it lets us, you know, change thousands of polygon gradients at once without having to worry too much about manually adjusting each one. So let's go back to this gradient. Move you here. I'm also going to turn off snapping. It's no longer strictly speaking necessary. Move that there. The edges we'll want a really dark color. We'll go slightly lighter. There we are. These might actually be, I might make them, I think, I'll have to think about this, whether or not we want it to be lighter. But here again, boop, turn on snapping for a moment, boop. And the reason why my snapping is kind of slow is because I do have both layers full of polygons enabled in visual. So it's actually looking at, let's see, we have roughly 2,200 polygons times 4, that would be 8,800 polygons. Or 8,800 nodes that it's trying to check if you're actually snapping to them. So that will drag down your performance if you're not careful. That's something I learned on the early wallpapers. So there we go. There we go. Okay. I'm going to turn off the stroke. The fill is gradient. We're going to use much lighter colors for these gradients. Edit. There we are. I'm going to go this way, actually. Which one is? Yeah, this one is 0. Inkscape, by default, when you create a gradient, it just uses the same color and puts one end at 0 alpha. There we are. Okay. Now, this blue layer, just like I did with the orange layer, has a lot of extra polygons that aren't actually seen. And because, even though I have a somewhat beefy computer for this kind of work, it can still get dragged down. So by deleting a few hundred polygons, we're saving ourselves a little bit of extra horsepower. That ought to be enough. Control A, Control G. Turn off the stroke. Set the fill as gradient. Again, it creates oh geez, I know that this is the gradient editor tool here. I like move back and forth, and we're gonna again go extremely light shades of blue. It's probably not going to be this light at the end of the day, but just for our editing purposes. So there's this. That's mislabeled. I'm gonna actually make sure all the labels are correct. So we have orange edge, orange polygrid, blue edge, blue polygrid, blue edge, blue polygrid, orange edge, orange polygrid. There we go. Okay. Control A, Control G. We're using linear gradients to start, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer other gradients over top, but these gradients here are just going to serve as the base. I'm not going to use the same orange gradient that I created before, even though they're going to likely end up being very similar colors. Just so that I have the multiple gradient definitions to edit from. So here we are. We're going to move that up there. You will be a somewhat light color, and you're going to be a really light color. There we are. And then we have our orange edge. Get rid of the stroke. There we go. There, the wallpaper is done. 5.24. Alrighty, so next step, we I don't know what I hit there. I might have hit Control-Shift-T. Control-Shift-G ungroups. So again, we see that we have our polygons. Extensions. Color. Jitter gradients. Jitter amount. Oh. Kind of digging those triangles individually filled. What about the 3 plasma circle balloons on the background? We'll see. I'm going to, I think 4 was a good number. There we go. Apply. It's going to work. Oh, what's this? Inkscape has OptParse has been replaced with ArgParser. You must change. Add option to the arguments are so. Oh, okay. You guys are going to see my terrible Python skills today. Oh, good golly, no. So I forgot about this little fact, but yeah, Inkscape 1.0 changed some of their extension things. So yeah, this is officially in a state of going down in flames. Look at that, you had to reschedule. Oh, well, I'm glad you're here. Okay. Oh, and it didn't successfully jitter the gradients. Okay, so it was home.inkscape config. I can't remember. Manage extensions. Okay, cool. File. Edit. Preferences. We don't want tools. We want system. There we go. There we go. Oop. There's my jitter gradients. Open with Kate. Here's the output. Appreciation warning. Effect option parser. Option arg parser. You must change. Control C. Control F. Please be gentle on me. Oh geez, I haven't seen this in years. Oh, It's if anybody has ever seen that meme of option, add option. Yeah, it's right there. Why isn't it finding it? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Change that to this. I'm sorry, you guys have to watch programming now. Replace all. Okay, there we go. Whoop. Depreciation warning. Effect.effect is now effect.run. The output argument has changed. Oh no! Okay, hopefully, oh no. Yeah, if this turns into a thing, then I won't jitter the gradients for now, and I might just have to do it again, fix this and do it in post, but we can luckily do everything else aside from that. So let's see. I'm just gonna look for effect. Hey, okay, that's easy. All right, now let's save. Go file, save as. Let's make a copy too. Element OPQRST. Okay, extensions, color, jitter gradients. Okay, let's see if this explodes. Some bubbles, not like the one in the logo. You know what? I think I have an idea around that. Yieldy, okay. The error is underneath. Oh no. Oh no, Nicolo. Oh, attribute error. The dict object has no attribute. Iter items. Oh, that's, is that Python level? Oh no. Oh, good golly. You know what? Okay, you're not seeing this, Python 3 renamed, oh, okay, so I just rename iter items to items. Iter items. Okay. Well, at least I fixed the warnings as well. Okay, what was I doing? There we are. Okay. We've saved a million times. Color, jitter gradients, jitter amount, don't explode. Ah! Int is not callable. Okay. 76. 12. Okay, we want 76. Int is not callable. The last line changed. Change iter items to items. Okay, yeah. Wrong one. Uh-oh. The leg is truly hurting me. Nico, thank you for your help, by the way. There's nothing like panic programming to just really make your day. Open up the traceback again. Okay. Oh wait, the proper traceback. I'm going to copy this right into Kate. Value error, int is not callable. Or is not callable. Self.arg parser. Nico, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to rely on you here because you're better at Python than I am. I wish we had split screen for this. Can I, you know what I'm going to do? Sure. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay. Yes, I can. And then I'll move on to other things. Oh, panic programming for the win. Okay, yeah. How do you want me to send this to you? Okay, so I'm just gonna. No, I have it right here. Jitter gradients. I'm just gonna make a copy in home. There we go. I wonder how do you want me to share it? Let's go docs. Maybe I'll go with docs. Yeah, I'll go with docs. Docs.google.com. Sorry, I have the other window open. No, not docs. Drive.google.com. What am I talking about? There we go. I've used 80% of my storage. Oh no, everything is falling apart. Okay. Show file location. Sorry. I'm like literally on my Google Docs here. Jitter Gradients, okay. Get link. Copy link. Live streaming. There we go. And chat, here's the link. Please help me. Save me. It's probably because I've gone from Python 2 to Python 3. I imagine that's what Inkscape moved. So, oh, that was probably just my tablet telling me things have happened. Okay. Oh, is that what... You know what? Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. Allow. There we go. Sorry, I also have... Okay, this is something super neat. I'm going to show you guys. I'm just going to increase my screen size for a hot second here. So, I have my drawing tablet here because I'm getting ready to use it. So, I have KDE Connect rigged up, and I can run command. Oh, it's already running. Darn. I'm going to do it anyways, but I have a screen copy running, and I can launch it from KDE Connect, and that shows my tablet. And that's how I'm going to, in OBS, switch to the tablet here. And I'm going to be using Krita for a lot of work. Oh. I should just go right into my drive. Oh, restricted. You know what? Anyone with link. There we go. And you know what? I'll put everyone can... collaborative document. Everyone can edit. Oh, that's a mess. Okay. And yeah, this is the error. One thing that I will do as well, I'm just trying to think here. Yeah, what I'm gonna do, this is still trying to run the script. That is dead. Cancel. Oh no. Not responding. Okay, there we go. Whew. Alrighty, so file, new. There we go. Oh, there we go. Turn on snapping. Turn on corner snapping. C. Control C. Control V. Paste. What the? Control C, Control V. I was gonna try to create a second document where you could run the script. But yeah, if you create one shape with a gradient and select it, that should be testable. There we go. Yeah, screen copy. SCR-CPY, yeah. Yeah, KDE Connect doesn't have screen copy itself, but I start it from KDE Connect. I was going to run it wirelessly, but I guess the actual like quality of the video output isn't as good, so I have it wired in. But yeah, I just have it so that from my tablet I could have launched it. One thing that I did have going, I ultimately disabled it for today, is I had it launch the screen in full screen. Oh, the stream paused. Oh, sorry, screen. There we go. Sorry, I was just on the tablet screen. I forgot to put it back. All right. Now that this professional escapade has finished, let's see, where was I going to go with this? Let's start the background. So, if there's any fans of Mario Odyssey, I think it's in downloads. I'm just gonna see if I can find it really quickly. I had a reference picture. No, I don't have it on me. Darn. Oh well. Pictures? No, okay. But yes, in Super Mario Odyssey, there's this kind of like robotic jungle area, and if you actually look carefully at the skybox, it's not just sky. It's actually it's like it's almost in a giant glass dome, and so I want a similar effect. So we're going to go new layer, below current. I'm going to go BG, base color. There we go. Turn on the grid. And I like to go just a little bit past the edges, just for the sake of doing it. I know that in Inkscape you can just set the background color, but I don't know why. This is just an old habit. Unfortunately, I'm thinking with the icons here, there will be a little bit of visible orange, so it might be a little bit more noisy, but you know, we'll deal with what we've got. Anyways, I was going to switch to, yeah, that's why I was switching to tablet. Burp. Krita. If you're a tablet artist, I very highly recommend you get a glove much like this. It's great for, this one is specific for digital palm rejection. So when I start breaking out the tablet, I'm not constantly inputting touch events. Cancel, new, custom document, 2560, 1800, and let's switch over back to the tablet. There we go. Oh, I see what you're saying. After that, it runs for me. Might still break, but I don't see. Okay, alrighty, I'll try that. Okay, let's make me a little bit smaller again. Jitter gradients. You said line 16. Type equals in. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I could just look that up in a hot second as well. Okay, so let's try. If I don't get this to work immediately, I might just do that jitter after the fact. Color, jitter gradients. Apply. Fingers crossed. Fingers still crossed. It seems to be working. Oh, depreciation. Did it work? No. Yeah, I have a feeling that it's probably going to be stopping at several errors, so I'll have to troubleshoot that later. Use cell. Oh wait. Oh, that's just a change. Okay, I can do that. Effect. FV. Okay, yeah, that's what we're using there. And we want to use self.svg Place all, save. Okay, round 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. This is going to take a second. It'll fail out shortly, though. Okay, Control A. One last try. I'm very sorry for the jitter gradients. Jitter amount. Fingers crossed. Empty window opens, showing progress. No! Effect.selected is now addict. Okay, so yeah, it's just another change here. So depreciation warning, effect.get document unit. Let's close this. I keep opening it. Okay, yeah. Is now self.svg.unit. Is that switching from a function to a property, I wonder? Replace all. We'll find out briefly. There we go. Okay, wait for it to fail out. We're so close. Extensions. Color, jitter gradients. Apply. Fingers crossed one more time. No! Now it wants strings. String object is not callable. Okay, I'm going to worry about this later. One big bro to him, yeah. Yeah, I'll just worry about this later. Yeah, we're gonna... Come on, take your time. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so let's switch to doing the background real quick. So, the very first thing I'm going to do in the... Oh, Hack Norris, the mockery is not out. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the mockery. I'm getting used to that. All right. Switching to the tablet. Burp. There we go. And yeah, it's going to be 2560 by 1600 or 1800. That's the same size as the document. Great. There we are. I'm going to change my workspace from animation to, what do I want? Was it tablet 1, storyboarding, static? I think it was just static. Yeah, there we go. My favorite layout. I just did not anticipate fighting with the microphone right in front of the tablet, so I'm going to move it off to the side. Burp. There, all right. That's a little bit easier to work with. Okay, we're going to go dark semi-faded blue. There we are. And we're wanting something fairly sky-ish. So we switch to the brush. And we have our various things. So I'm just going to take a look through. Oh, that should have been the background. Oh well. New layer, paint layer. Let's see, that should start us off in an interesting manner. And this isn't as hyper planned out as the remainder. Upscale it a bit. We just kind of want maybe a nice sort of nebula effect going here. And we'll have a couple spots. I'm kind of anticipating that. Yes, this is Creator for Android. You can get the APK. I believe it's on the Creator website. Yeah, it's 502 is that is what I'm on. So okay, and I'm gonna break out a little bit of smudging here next. Actually, no, this is a nebula effect, so we're gonna want a little bit of orange right here. Turn the scale up. Oh, that's... There we go. Just to get that kind of fibrous quality that some nebulae seem to have. And if this seems overly bright, it is about to be modified. Oop. And even if I paint the night sky now, we can convert it into day later. Also, I'm going to say the rocks here are one of my favorite tools, actually. What I'm going to do is I just want to show you something that the rock tool can do. Home, there. Clear that. Where's my pictures? Pictures, where? I'm just going to show you guys where has my... Oh, it might be under downloads. Yeah, here we are. This is some of the stuff that the rock tool can do. I really fell in love with that tool doing this picture. I still haven't quite figured out how to do water really well in Krita, but yeah, no, rocks, super easy with Krita. So switching back, we want not really a watercolor. Where's a smudgy one? We'll use, you know, let's just see what happens with this. We're gonna pick another warm color too. Up the size of the paint, lower the opacity. No, that's not what we want. A little bit of palm rejection there. Let's try this. See what happens. I'm just gonna scribble on it. There we go. This seems to be what we kind of want. Increase the size there as well. There we are. Yeah, that ought to work. Do we want to use particles in Inkscape or just do it in Krita? Let's see, as much as I love Krita, I'm still less versed in it compared to Inkscape. I'm just going to do one more. There, pick a bit of a rusty red. Nah, I'm not going to do that. Let's get the particles moving. And you can kind of see it a little bit here. And not every star is yellow or is white, so we go with a little bit of that. Whoop. There we are. And then, yeah, and here's where we break out this kind of nebula-ish color is for the black, and we're going to lower opacity on it. There we are. We don't have to get absolutely everything because so much of this is going to be covered up by the shapes. Then we're going to break out this just for the particularly dark spots. Okay. Lower the opacity. This just kind of helps because in space there's a lot of dust. You don't necessarily see it. Let's bring a little bit of red to show some stuff shining through here. And then one more splash of star particles. I'm not going to use the actual star particle looking thing here. We just want the dots. Where did I put them? Right here. Another thing that Krita does very nicely is if you've used it, if you've used a particular shape in a document, it will put a little marker on it. I believe I'm correct in that. So we'll just make sure some just shine through. I'm going to increase the size on this just so we get some bigger stars. There. Okay. So file. Save as. Yeah, we'll just we'll keep it as gradient in case I want it. No, it's all like one layer anyway, so we'll go file. Save as. We're going to save it as a big, fat, heavy PNG. Galaxy tab. Actually have a keyboard. Oh, wait. Another neat thing about this is, yeah, I can just use my proper keyboard. Thanks to screen copy. Space.png. There we go. Large file size, small file size, yep. Force, no, we're not going to store the alpha. There we go. Okay. Switching back here. Going to put the tablet away. Wait. No, I'm not going to put the tablet away. Okay, now we go. Files. What do we want? Space. Share. Oh, I should have switched. There we go. Sharing. Oh, no, I don't want to scan. Share. KDE Connect. That's my computer. Now it should just be. Oh, I believe. Where did I set KDE Connect to? Yeah, here we are. Space. That seems a little bit small. Turn on corner. Oh, there we go. I want background base. And once we scale this up. Now, when you're scaling things up and down in Inkscape, if you hold down Control, it'll keep the perspective on it. So here we are, we have our space background. It's not actually going to stay all space though, because obviously it looks quite flat. There was Inkscape, Python, back on it. Oh, sorry, I'm going to catch up with chat for a second. What was the KDE bug you saw on the stream? I missed the point. Oh, yeah, no, I'm going to swap back between my drawing tablet and Inkscape. I'm probably going to do that several times, just because there's several... I kind of want this to have a little more texture than typical for one of these wallpapers. So, speaking of that... Oh. There was an error. Oh, there was an Inkscape error. Just because my script was too old, so it wasn't properly handled. So I'm going to go background atmosphere, because this is not actually a wave in space. This is a wave in front of space. So we're going to zoom right out. Fill, we're going to go circular gradient. I'm actually going to make this, we'll make it a blue. And this can be up for adjustment later. Kind of do that. Just make the handles super huge. And the reason why I'm not just using a linear gradient is just so that it has that little bit of difference there. And that is semi-appropriate. I'm going to turn the opacity down on that just a little bit. As we do successive layers on the background, it will start to look better. So actually, we're going to do background. What are we going to name this? It wouldn't be a greenhouse, dome. And this, I'm going to use a slightly more classic technique. We want some alpha there. There we go. So we have our humble triangle. Control C, Control V, path, object path, stroke point. I'm going to give it a stroke. It's going to have a stroke of 4. The stroke color is going to be something like that. I'm going to make it 20 pixels, path, stroke to path, break, path, difference, nope, page down, path, oh, I know how to use this program, I swear, difference, path, difference, there we go, that's what I wanted. Next, I'm going to add an obscene number of nodes to this triangle. And why am I paying so much attention to a single triangle? That will be answered shortly. There we are. I'm going to make these auto smooth. And when you have auto smooth node or smooth nodes, as soon as you delete two sides and you have a straight edge, it will automatically, should automatically, why isn't Inkscape doing what I'm, oh, yeah, it is auto smooth, kerblah. Let's just, there we go. Yeah, that's what I wanted. And then you delete those nodes. It automatically rounds it just a little bit. I am going to Control C, Control V. Gonna make this one have a stroke. Path, stroke to path, path. Okay, path, stroke to path. There we go. Page down, path, difference. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm just solely after the nodes in the corners so that I can, what I'm actually going to do is, yeah, I'll crowd this up with nodes again. There we go. How far does that come along? I really don't care how many nodes this has. All I care about are the two at the end. There we go. And we're snapping to cusp nodes. That's already set. I'm going to select all of my nodes and all that work just so I can line them up like so. And have a good reference here. There we are. There, okay. So now we have this happy little triangle here. I'm going to make this black. I'm going to make this white. Control C, Control V. Flip upside down. Great thing about equilateral triangles, they're always symmetrical. I'm also going to, yeah, these are already a black color. I'm just going to make sure they're a unique black color. These are a white color. I'm going to make sure they're a unique white color, even though there should be nothing else that are these two colors specifically. I'm going to go Control C, Control V. And we're going to start making these things en masse. Oh, not sure what this triangle is for, but I trust the process. It'll be terrible if it's a disappointment afterwards. I should have grouped these in the first place, but... yeah, yeah, there we go. That should be enough groups, and then I'll just copy and paste again. There we go. Yeah, okay. Actually, yeah, we'll just create them en masse like this. Control C, Control V. Now we have our grouped triangles that we're making en masse. We're going to stack them up. And this is the classic way I used to make wallpapers. I didn't do the rounded corner thing before ever, but there's a reason for this one, which will be apparent later. It will be a fun surprise. Control C, Control V. What I'm also going to do is turn all of my other layers off, except for that. Oh, did I just... What layer am I on? Oh no! Oh, okay, background. Okay, there we are. The reason why I just made all those layers invisible is it just makes snapping less processor intensive. So we're making a ton of these boys. Making a ton of these boys, yo. Why so many triangles? What obscene number is this? Actually, file. Once I snap these, I'm going to save because we're starting to get into territory now where we have so many polygons and nodes flying around. It'd be a shame if it were to crash. Elemental PQRSTU, enter. Yes, I do have to recite the alphabet every time. Now, there is an excessive number of these polygons, and the reason for that is because we're going to lose probably 2/3 of them. Maybe even more. Okay, last copy. Oh, come on, you can do it. All right. We have as many as we're after now. Save. Next, I'm going to create a trapezoid. I'm going to make it red. Let's make it more trapezoidy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I think some people are going to catch on what I'm about to do here. So I take all these, I'm going to group them again. Okay, save, because this is where things start to get crashy on operations like this. Modify path. Oh wait, no. I don't want to do that quite yet. I want to rotate these arbitrarily. There we go. Extensions, modify path, envelope. It's gonna chug for a hot second. Why didn't I use VCS like get instead of... Oh, I pray your computer survives this. Hello, okay. Now, we have this. Turn off the grid. Okay, now we have these wonderful little triangles here. And we will make this as small as we can within the bounds. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Rotate this arbitrarily. You can get some real interesting results when you start doing stuff like this. Modify path. I'm going to use perspective this time just to shake it up. My fan will spin. Perspective is working. Here we are. Okay. I'm going to flip that horizontally. And I want to try to keep as many of these as I can. So let's rotate this a little bit this way. Make this a little bit smaller. Okay, we got it. So we ungroup. Let's see here. Regroup. I'm going to shrink it a bit this way. Rotate it a bit this way. Actually, wait, no, our waves are going to cover that corner, so I can actually get away with murder on this front. Let's just turn all of our layers back on. I probably actually should have added more, but well, hey. Just little movements here and there. I'm going to turn off snapping because it's melting my computer. Can I? Don't know if I can shrink it as much as I'd like to, but there we go. Okay, so that's going to be part of our skybox. And that's the classic way I used to set all of the shapes. Okay, so we have all of these. We're going to ungroup them twice. My computer is going to scream in agony. There we go. Select same, fill and stroke, delete. Now we go Control A, Control G, set the fill to a radial gradient. It's going to start it off on black. Oh, did we? Oh, we have something extra here. Let's just see. Control A. Well, there's something funky going on there. When you stress out Inkscape. Okay, so we're going to go, yeah, I'm going to do a union on them. Don't crash Inkscape, please. Okay, we're good. Oh, it was the trapezoid that I started with. Okay, there we go. Path. Break apart. Okay. Now we're going to group again. Fill, radial gradient. And I'm going to go white. White. Going to make that. There we go. I'll play with this a little bit as time goes on. Now we have a little bit of a skybox here. Let's crank the opacity on that way down to like maybe even 20 or 10%. Something barely noticeable. And once I do a few more effects on it, so we're going to go Control-C, Control-Alt-V. I'm going to set the fill to white. Inkscape is going to start to take a second to catch up here. I might actually need to close and reopen Inkscape so that it can properly reclaim memory, because I've been doing so many node-intensive operations on this. Okay. Is it alive? No, it might have died. Oh, okay. We did get away with it. I'm going to save. File, save as. TUV. I'm just going to, I believe we're in downloads. We want home. I'm just going to close Inkscape and restart it, just so that I can start from a fresh memory slate and not choke to death. Okay, so we should have 2 of these now. Layers. Background dome. No, it didn't successfully paste it. Okay. Control-C. Control-V. Play nice. Not sure why this particular operation is taking so long. Okay. Oh, thank you, Nico. If you can throw it to, somewhere, I can test it. What it does is very subtle. You might not even notice it. Okay, I do successfully have 2. So I'm going to go Control-Alt-V again. Yes, it is very nice. Thank you. I had that moment of sheer and utter panic. Okay, oh, I know what I should have done. Okay, so this is going to take a hot second. There we go. It's starting to respond again. Excellent. Okay, Control-Shift-G, G, path, union. Yeah, this is a very complicated shape that has been through the ringer. I'm pretty sure there's all sorts of floating point panic happening in Inkscape at the moment. Oh, wait, where's the script, Nico? I don't know where. Oh, you edited. Yeah, right, I gave edit permissions. Never mind, I'm just an idiot. Okay. So let's just focus in. Select another shape, Control-Shift-G. Okay. I'm not going to do this operation twice. You are a gentleman and a scholar. Oh, the link you sent? Yeah, I think YouTube might have filtered it on you. Oh, there we go. Path, union. I think if you put a few random spaces in the link, it will pass through. I don't know if it got any smarter than that. If I gave edit permissions, then you can just edit that file directly. There we go. Okay. Now, move it up 1. Path. Difference. There we go. This is going to be 20. There we are. We're starting to get that glassy look, I think. Oh, over Telegram. Oh, I haven't had Telegram open in an eon. Internet. Oh, geez. I'm going to have so many messages, aren't I? Hello. Okay. Yeah, I see the link. Thank you very much. Okay. AC. There we go. Okay. Now let's see if the subtle action of the script works. Let's go wave orange top polygrid. Unlock you. There we go. Control A. Extensions. Color. Jitter Gradients. Jitter amount 4. Apply. Let's see if it works. Yeah. The suspense will literally kill you. Oh, I think, okay, let's see. And... okay, I'm going to go extensions, color, jitter gradients, 40. Apply. It just might need a larger number. It's been a while since I've used this extension. So what this extension should theoretically be doing, if it works, is the gradient, this will grab the gradient node handles and just move them around by that far. And since the gradient is huge, I might need a huge number. So if we take a look, yeah, it is working. Okay, so these endpoints were all the same. You can start to actually see it moving. So yeah, we just need to play with bigger numbers here. So thank you, Nico. He is the hero of the hour. Color, jitter gradients. I'm going to do it another 100. There we go. Oh, thank you so much. There we are. And this should give, so ideally, the effect that this gives when it runs properly is, like if you ever see a marble floor, here we are. There it is, that very subtle gradient offset. Let's do it with blue now. Orange edge, blue, we want bot, blue, polygrid, select you, control, oh wait. You have to go Control-Shift-G, that breaks apart. Extensions, color, jitter gradients. We're actually going like 140, so there we are. I'm not going to run the live preview. Also, drink of the day, Neocitrin. It is helping my throat not explode. Let's get the blue going now. Come on. There we are. Close it, hide that, and take a look at that. That is what it's supposed to be doing. It is available on the Inkscape extensions website. It needs an update. So it will be updated after this stream. I will update it before the end of the day because yeah, that is a thing that is needed. Wave bottom orange polygrid. There we go. Control-Shift-G. We are working with gradient. Yes, we are. Cool. Extensions. Color. Jitter gradients. I'm going to lower this one just a hair. Apply. This should move a little bit faster since we have like a third of the shapes. Other than that, Google Drive link, yes. There we go. That's working nicely. Wave, top, blue, polygrid. This is why we name our layers. Extensions. Color, jitter gradients. Kicking back up to 140. There we are. And the real nice thing about this jitter gradients extension too is if I wanted to go back and make sure that that bottom left corner is absolutely perfect, which I might actually do, then it's not a loss anymore. There was a point in time where, especially with the early wallpapers, like the first 3 or 4 wallpapers, this was an entirely manual process. Like I would literally do the whole gradient, and then I would polygon by polygon click and just move the handles myself. It was absolute murder. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I am going to actually wave bottom blue polygrid. So I am gonna, no shame, flatten it out, group it, rerun the gradient, because we want that gradient to go all the way to the bottom left, all the way to the top. Yep, here we go. And the specific color doesn't matter, again, because extensions, color, jitter gradients. Yeah, and the specific colors don't matter quite yet, because we can just modify the gradient definition itself, and it will affect all the polygons in the document. One thing I would have probably done if I were the Inkscape guys, or developers, I should say, is have some sort of tool options docker where like you can have the options for your tool available. So one thing you might notice already, I did this upside down, but I make you light, I make you dark. All of the gradient definitions play along super nicely. So let's start to finalize these gradients a bit, shall we? So I'm going to select a few random points here, and there we go. Get a nice twisting motion in like that. Oh, no worries. He said it's built. Yeah, I will also update the extension site version. We're gonna up the saturation a bit, lower that. I want this one to be a little more saturated than some of my previous work, so we'll bump that up. We're straying away from the official palette a bit, but I don't think anybody will complain. Unless you want me to desaturate it. We'll play with these values as we go along here. There we go. Is that a fairly nice color? Too dark background to left wave. Okay, so it's a bit too dark now. Well, we're also going to adjust some of the other colors. We'll play with it a little more. One thing that I'm also going to do, and I'll do it now actually, is Control A. Oh wait, no, I'm just gonna duplicate the layer. Duplicate current layer, polygrid copy, and we're gonna go polygrid overlay, path union. Now, do we have our white color here? Yes, we do. Make that right. No, we're gonna make a new gradient. Make that white. One of the big secrets is you just use a lot of layers. If you hold down Shift and you grab the center node, the rotation node, that will actually pull the center of the gradient. And we'll just kind of pull that there a little bit. And I'm going to lower the opacity on that. You wouldn't even notice it if you looked at it. Okay. And like we will be playing with it as time goes on. There's going to be like a lot of little tweaking. That's usually how these wallpapers work. So just let me select one of these nodes. There we are. So actually, I'm going to flatten these, recreate the gradient, and make sure it goes all the way to the bottom. And we don't particularly... Okay, that's black for some reason. That might even work as a lighter color. I find if you make things a little bit yellow. Yeah, one thing I haven't played with actually yet, and so maybe I'll just do that now. Actually, let's finish one thing at a time, shall we? Okay, so we'll go to the gradient. One thing I love doing is making sure that the hue is modulated quite a bit. So we're actually going to have that be a bit more of a fiery red. Okay, and then we ungroup, extensions, color, jitter the gradients. Top layers get 140, bottom layers get 120. That makes the bottom layers slightly flatter. Of course, this extension takes forever to run. I'm sure it could probably be optimized, but really it's already saving me hours on end, so I'm happy with the performance here. Okay, here we are. There we are. Yeah, that's all looking good. So ultimately, one thing that I'm going to do is the orange I want to be almost semi-transparent. So let's just, it's going to look really bad for a little while. I might actually have to punch out the edge piece. I don't really want to do that. So the edge I will move into the polygrid layer. This will also need its gradient updated. There we go. Yeah. Oh, whoops, wrong end. There we are. So now that's only at 80% opacity. It looks bad for now, but we can already start to see what it's doing is it's going to soften up those edges. So let's get the bottom blue layer adjusted. Oh, already starting to like the idea of having this as my wallpaper when it's released. Oh, thank you. I hope it's worth being a wallpaper. just everybody in the chat at the end of this. Nah! Okay. Blue top polygrid. What? Oh, that's one of the extra layers. Let's turn that off for now. Lock it. Wait. Oh, WaveBot overlay. There we are. Blue edge, blue polygrid. This is the one. Yes, it is. Okay. We just need to modify any one of these. I'm going to use the eyedropper tool to get a nice bright blue. Use this eyedropper tool to, let's see, do we want to go dark and then light? No, we want to kick that up a bit. So we'll punch up the saturation. Do we want that lighter or a bit darker? And then we can make this a little bit lighter as it's in the foreground here. No promises. Yeah, don't make any promises. You might find out I have a desire to make this all hot pink. Okay. Take the blue edge. I'm going to... This will not be semi-transparent, so I don't have to worry about that. Let's modify the gradient, shall we? Kick up the sat. Move that up. Do we want this to be darker and this to be way lighter? I think we want it a little bit darker. Here we are. Kick up the saturation, lower that a bit more. There we go. Okay. Next thing is this still looks somewhat flat. Element of PQRS UVW. So this still looks somewhat flat, and if anybody has seen the new Dune movie, one thing that they do quite a bit in that movie is they use the atmosphere to help create layers in the sense of depth. That's something that I've done in quite a few of the wallpapers as well. So above the overlay layer, I'm going to be Atmos 2. There we go. This is just going to be another simple gradient. And we're going to do something like that. Here's an idea. We're going to make it radial. So color 1, white, color 2, white, just for now. How's the opacity on this? That is at, how's that at 100% opacity? Something funky is going on here. The layer is 100%. Oh, there we are. Okay. Just turn it white so we can see what we're doing. And immediately you can start to see how it punches the foreground a bit. I don't want to... yeah, no, we can move it all the way up because that edge there. Now, let's make this a warm color. Just see what happens. We'll make that a red. Very subtle gradient. You'd never know it if you weren't looking for it. Kick the alpha to 0. Maybe have this be a purple. We're gonna have very low. We'll kick it to. We'll kick it to blue, saturated. There we go. Now that is still way too much, so we'll turn the whole layer down. .6. Yeah, the glacier overlay. Okay, let's get rid of that. So we're starting to make some good headway here. I think one thing I want to do is I want to have these kind of midpoints. I almost shouldn't have. Well, we can. Oh, you know what? I have an idea. Okay. We have the dome there. Yeah, okay. The dome, which really likes lagging my computer, so Control-C, Control-Alt-V. It's going to take a second, because for some reason it thinks this layer is extremely complicated. I'm going to move it down, roughly 10 pixels, as soon as Inkscape wakes up. And cue the Jeopardy music. There we go. Inkscape is alive again. Move it down about 10 pixels. I'm going to break it apart and go path union. It's going to take another hot second. I could probably delete a lot of them from in behind there, but there's not so many polygons that it would hurt. So once it finishes the union, there we go. Add a stroke, take away the fill. The stroke will be, let's make it an orange stroke. Oh, no, that's not the stroke. That's the fill. Right click, set stroke. Stroke style. Yeah, that's a pretty big stroke. There we are. Okay, save, Control C, Control V. Set stroke. We're just playing with the amount of detail in these lines. I'm going to bump them up to maybe a 10 or a 15. Let's go 20. 20 is too much. 20 is way too much. We'll go 10. And we'll get rid of 1. Maybe we'll just keep the red one. Or we'll use 2 different values. So we'll... $10, 5, 2. Yeah, it's an interesting value. There we are. Okay, next thing is we want to add a different quality of... Oh yeah, this looks like snow and snee, but it's available. Oh yeah, that wallpaper. Okay, so this is where things get real interesting. Export a PNG image. Just care about the page. Plasma wall, yeah, that looks good to me. Export. It's gonna take a hot second to export that. We're not done with it yet, don't worry. We're just gonna do something real clever. I'm gonna save a copy. Oh, we're running out of alphabet. All right, so now we should have U. Okay, share. Send to device. There we go. 3. Taking its time, isn't it? How big is it? 11.4 megs? Oh, that's the SVG. There we go. Open with. File. Export as. There we go. We're going to ramp down the quality until it's basically nothing. Because I don't actually care about the quality of this. Okay. Well, now with accent colors, it can be just about anything. Either way, we can change the colors. Did it send already? I'm not sure. 1 second. Wake up, tablet. Oh yeah, the fingerprint doesn't actually work. Images. Okay, I'm just gonna throw it on my drive. Split. Network. Google Drive. Google One. Take your time loading. Copy here. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, there we are. All right. Now, I'm going to switch to the tablet view. Drive. There we go. I hope I didn't just dock somebody. Where's my drive? Yes, I know I've used a lot of my storage. Don't need to know that. What did I name it? It was A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Where did I put it? Okay, just half a second. I'm just gonna switch back here while I... Isn't there? Search recent. Ah, here we are. Okay, recent. Download. Sorry, I will be just about there. Krita, open. Download. Ah, there we are. Okay. All right, we're back on the tablet. I'm just going to shift a couple things around. And flip. There we are. All right. Oh, my cord is all over the place. Oh, sorry, that went black. Uh-oh. Here, just a second, I'm going to return the tablet view. I just have to reconnect it. Sorry, while I was shuffling around, I inadvertently disconnected the USB. But I just go into... And are we back? We're back. Okay, cool. Here we are. And I'm going to put the glove back on. Now, I fell in love with the watercolor tool just the other day. I really did. So let's try this guy. Let's just see what it does. Yeah, that'll be real nice. Okay. And let's just take a look at a couple brushes here and what they do. No, not that one. No, I think the first one was actually pretty decent. What's this one do? Apparently nothing. No, I don't want it to look cloudy. We'll stick with that watercolor guy, which I lost. Where did I put it? Oh, right there. Okay. Let's lower the opacity, make it smaller, make it bigger, make it more opaque. You know what? Let's try a brighter blue, shall we? I can always modulate the colors later. What if I just do white? It's not going to give us the results we want. You know what? I'll stick with the... I was going to do with this with the orange, so I'll just stick with the orange. So we're going to make this yellow. And you wouldn't even notice if you weren't looking at it. That's kind of the goal of this. And you're thinking, geez, he's spilling it all over the place and it's ugly. What are you doing? Have faith. Here we are. pressure metrics of this brush. Less pressure is more paint. More pressure is less paint but spread out. Oh, whoops. If I find the budget for it eventually, what I'm going to do is find like an overhead camera so that you can see what I'm actually doing with these gross mitts of mine. That ought to spread it out a bit. There we are. We're just going around the edges, just like Mrah. You wouldn't even notice it if you were looking at it. That is noticeable. All right. I should be talking a little bit more, but I'm focusing on the stroke. Much like the stroke I might be having at this very moment. There we go. Let's do another. There we go. It's going to be an inner glow, so you're not actually going to see this this weird kind of yellow overlapping the blue. You will see it on the yellows. I'm also going to try to add a little bit of watercolor darkening on the inside lane as well. So I think that should do that. So we're going to adjust that color. We're going to get to a more rusty brown. We're going to swap out something a little more appropriate for large areas. Let's see what this does. That might be just a hair too much. Let's, because we're just kind of adding a little bit of texture to this. But not so much that you really see it. You just kind of know that you're not looking at pure vector is what I'm kind of going for here. So if we take a look, we have, is this even doing anything? It is, okay. If I'm questioning it, that means it's probably just the right amount. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, now we're going to add another layer. And so for the inside, we kind of want maybe like an almost cloudy atmospheric effect. Let's see what this guy does. Apparently nothing. We could also do something interesting. I wonder how. No, that's a bit much. Let's see, would it look good with a glow on the inner curve of the wave 2? Or is that too much? You mean like around here-ish? Well, what I want to do at the moment, just with this, is it's going to be a fairly light blue. And I keep, my palm rejection glove is not rejecting nearly as much as it should be. What's this guy gonna look like? I just want to see what texture. Nah, not really into that one. I don't really want to use an airbrush either. Let's see what this does. That could be interesting. All right, we might have a winner here. That is not spreading as I wanted it to. We're just kind of playing with brushes right now. That's a stamp. Oh, that was a bit of a... Hey, you know what? That could work. If I do it right, yeah, no, okay. Just a little to the top there. Not that much, just a touch. Okay. Welcome back. It worked perfectly. Thank you, Nico. That was amazing earlier. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, we need to add... All right, so paint layer 1. Yeah, we need to add some glows up here, too. So we'll switch back to our yellow. Switch back to our watercolor, which was... this one? No. No, I'm already forgetting everything that I've done. Okay, water. There we are. And I'm going to make this one just a little more obvious. There we go. Oh, that should give a wonderful effect. Okay, that's maybe a little too much. We'll stick with that. Yeah, okay. All right, so this messy little concoction that we have going here now, whoops, is going to go File, Export, no, Save As. I'm like wondering why the user interface isn't giving me feedback. It's because I'm editing I'm on the computer with the tablet on the computer. Okay, so yeah. LAYERS.KRA. I've managed to find the least efficient way to do this. Okay. Now let's switch back to PC. By PC I mean Linux. Oh, I should probably actually share recent files. Layers, share it with KDE Connect, Glass Tower. Boop. Okay, cool. I love KDE Connect when it comes to just shuffling things back and forth. Okay. I think we're basically done with Krita at this point. Or not Krita, but the tablet. And I'm going to do my exports from Krita on the PC just because I have a little more horsepower here. Okay, so where are my layers? Layers. There we go. File, export. Yeah, we'll just keep it in downloads. We're gonna go glow.png. Store alpha channel, okay. File, export. Atmos.png. Oh, did you know that you can use the KDE Connect to connect two PCs too? Yes, or two phones. I love that about KDE. Like, it's just so ridiculously versatile. Where'd my atmosphere go? You know what? Okay, I'll just call it Glow 2. Oh yeah, probably helps when you do that. There we go. Is that her home? Okay, apparently I'm on something. File, export. It's in downloads. Glow 3, okay. Save. Okay, I don't know why you're working. Let's just close you and open you again, shall we? Oh, there it is. Oh, okay, it was just taking its sweet time. All right. So, at the very top, wave top polygrid, new layer, wave top polygrid, wave top orange glow. And why did I do all of that just to bring it right back into Inkscape instead of just finishing off on Krita? That will be obvious shortly. Wave bottom orange, wave bottom overlay. I'm gonna put it right into the overlay. Let's take a hot second to import. Oh, snap is on, that's why. We don't want to snap to that kind of thing. There we go. Another thing that's really nice about Inkscape, directly inputting. Let's lock that. I don't know why the size is slightly off, but there we go. Fill, stroke, stroke style. What am I doing? Opacity. We're going to make that 20, 10, 5. There we go. We're going to need to punch up a few other values as well. We have the dome. We have overlay there. Okay. Okay, I was just paying attention to the chat, sorry. Let's see, orange top glow. Okay, this is where orange top glow gets interesting. So we want, we're gonna duplicate that layer. Lock it, Control A, path union. This is going to be at 100%. That's at 100%. Okay. Yep. Perfect. Okay. Then we're going to go to. Wait, is wave top orange edge doing anything these days? I don't know. We'll keep it. Wave bottom orange. Yeah, we'll need both. So Control A, C. Control V. Path. Oh, wait, I should let it catch up. It is caught up. Let's just save as X. Control C. Control V. There we go. Path union. There we are. And then we want orange edge on the bottom. Control C. Go back to here. Control V. That's roughly what I want. Path union. Make this another purple color just so that we can see what we're working with here. Next, we need orange top blue polygrid. So I'll duplicate that layer. Control A, path union. And then we need wave top blue edge as well. Control C, Control V, and path union. Control X, move back to our copy of the polygrid here. Control V, Page down, and what is all this extra work I'm doing for, you might ask? Path difference. Now we have this guy here. So now I want that one. So we're on, what do we want? We want sorry, one second. I did not make a mistake. Okay, I'm good. So I want the blue as well on the bottom. Okay, orange bottom, polygrid, blue. Okay, there we are. We'll start with that. Go back up to the top, paste it. Nope, copied the wrong thing. Oh yeah, I know why. Let's name it mask. Let's get rid of the mystery for a bit. Duplicate current layer. Blue polygrid copy. Control A, path, union, cool beans. Make it purple just so we know it is not going to be a final thing. You want the blue edge. So Control C. Get onto our purple layer. Path, union. Huzzah. Save, Control X. Inkscape is trying desperately to keep up right now. There we go. That ought to do it. Oh wait, wrong layer. There we are. I'm going to take that. I love my Boolean operations, path difference. There we are. So that are both path union. There we go. Note to self, okay. I'm just going to quickly trace this one here. This mask seems a little bit offset. That'll be fine though. Turn on cusp snapping. Oh. Well, I don't want to turn the mask on. There we are. There we are. Come on, there we go. This is just a very quick trace, because apparently I missed picking this up. It's good enough. Good enough. There we are. Delightful. Let's get rid of the cover, shall we? Well, we have a little bit peeking out here. There, okay. Okay. Nope. Oh, yeah, I hit Control X too quickly. There we go. Okay, Control X. Mask, light you back up, Control V. There we are. New shape should be popping in any second now. Control V. Mask was locked, that's why. Control V. Path difference. Boop. There we are. I will be adjusting that edge momentarily. Save. Okay, we have our mask. Control X, wave top glow, Control V, Control X, Control V. There we go. Now we're almost done with that mask. We just need one more thing, and that is to invert the mask. Crank that up, make it purple. Page down. Path, difference. Yep, there we are. Well, Kenny did that backwards in some parts. That's not good. What did I do? Oh, yeah, I know what I did. The lesson is learned, but the damage is irreversible. Yeah, I see what I did there. How do I want to do this? Do I want to do all those steps again? Oh, I'm going to catch up on the chat there. Lovely. Yeah, just I saw the grid. Yeah, no, it was the grid was created by hand. I actually have let's take a look at a blast from the past here. I think we're looking at like O here. So this was the grid when it was created by hand. And what I would do is I started with the red lines are the columns that I created. And what you can do is, so like say for example, the wave blue columns here. Is I lined all the nodes up with certain lines. And then when you select everything, all the node handles also line up to curves, and that lets you get a fairly accurate grid representation. And all of this went on top of a rough image that was roughly like this. So yeah, that was the original target. I think we're moving along. Do we want to make this a little bit purpley? We have some purple in the background, might not hurt. One thing I might do is I'm not sure entirely how happy I am with the atmospheric effect in the middle. I might have to play with that a bit. Okay, so yeah, I need to redo that mask. Okay, let's just turn that off. We're getting there. Kind of want to have a darkening effect on that as well. But let's see. First things first. That's the orange polygrid. So duplicate current layer. The layers are starting to get messy. Path union. Yeah, I see what I did wrong. Okay, I see what I did wrong. Is when I was doing all those Boolean operations, I meant to be taking the blue and punching it out of the orange, but I should have only been doing that for the back, but I'm an idiot, so. Okay, so. If we actually, let's just see if the effect even works as we want it to. So, Control X. Control V. This isn't going to be properly masked yet. Let's save real quick. Object, clip, set. Yeah, that's a little more what it's supposed to look like. Not sure how much I'm... There we go. That's, you know, only 40%, but you see a little bit of that texture if you look close. Let's fix this edge on the orange now. Top orange edge. Let's delete current layer. Delete current layer. Top orange edge. Yeah, because this is starting to look real. Oh, wait. Yeah, top orange edge is defunct now, so... There we go. Let's get the gradient proper on there. I never even put a gradient on. Okay. Fill. Gradient. Gradient editor. Turn off snapping because my computer is starting to chug a bit. Let's just punch that to a bright yellow just for now. We'll make some finer adjustments later. This will be borderline red. Let's start it at red. More saturation, a little less luminosity. Yeah, okay, we're approaching something reasonable here. We're going to want this to be closer to the appropriate orange. And we'll turn that down a bit. 45. We'll lower the saturation value a hair. I think I'm going to be dancing with that value a bit. Or do we want this to be closer to this? Actually, that might be the more appropriate color, so... Why is it... Oh, right, because we're only at 80% opacity. What happens if we bump it back up to 100? So we get that at 100%. If we take our glow back and kick it back up to 100%, that is awfully bright. So, chat, what's your opinion? Should the yellow here be, or the kind of gold color, should that be toned down? I think we're, yeah. Yeah, they might be a bit too vibrant, I agree. So, I'm gonna kick the glow back down to 80. Yeah, there's our polygrid. So let's we're gonna kick this background. Let's try it at 38. I need to take off my glove. That's something that needs to happen. 38. We'll turn you right down. We're gonna turn that down, turn that up. There we go. Okay. Now let's get our lower wave to play along with that. Wave bottom orange polygrid. And this one, we're going to actually probably want to turn it down a lot. We're going to want to make it red a lot darker, because it should be looking like it's going underneath. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Here we go. Turn you down, turn you up. Something a little more like that. Oh. Probably another step that we should be taking is we have a lot of atmospheric effects over the lower one, so we should probably throw one on top of everything. We're gonna go wave We're going to go Atmos top. There we go. And this will also kind of slightly normalize the colors on absolutely everything. We're going to make it that. We're going to use light blues here. Why is this shape not 100% opacity here? This should have just blotted out everything. Well, that's not a thing I fully get, but hey. We're going to kind of keep the theme of that central glow going, though. Let's make that, lower that. I'll lower that a lot more too. We're going to lower this one a lot. It'll barely be there. And actually, let's just see what blend modes. Burn is interesting, but not quite. Maybe like a softer light. Yeah, I'm kind of second guessing the Atmos effect. Okay. Now, next on the list is we did some watercolor for on the inside here, but I think the orange should be a little bit transparent. So I think orange polygrid, let's just kick you back down to, let's see what 60 looks like. Maybe 80? Yeah. Now, I know it looks really, really broken there. Don't worry, that'll be fixed in a GIF. Actually, let's fix it right now. Duplicate current layer. Move it down. Unlock it. BG fill. Control A. Path. Union. Okay, now we're going to go. We make it blue. And then we're going to duplicate it one more time. Yeah. And I'm gonna, actually, you know what? Let's make it the gradient that it's gonna be. So the orange is gonna be at its most opacity at that edge, least opacity over there. So this is gonna be wholly blue. This is going to be closer to the orange there. And we're starting to get a little bit of that semi-transparent effect kicking in. We duplicate the layer one more time. Duplicate current layer. This one is going to go above even the glow. Next up, I'm going to delete a lot of these extra little nodes. I'm going to push that right out. I'm going to push that right out. We have a lot of extra little nodes here that aren't needed. And I will do the same to the top here. Come on. There we go. Create the node. There we go. That should be good enough. Then we kill the fill, add a stroke. The stroke is going to be just about yellow. Full saturation. Stroke style. Wait, there we go. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to make it like 5. We'll start that for now. We're going to make the stroke a linear gradient. Going to put it so it's at its most vibrant at the top. Let it peter off at the bottom, but we still want some of it. And this is where my CPU officially starts to die. Oh, I have my edit preferences, tools. Where's the filter? Here. Oh wait, view, display mode, orientation, split mode, zoom. I'll worry about that later. We're gonna make that like a 6. It's going to be a fairly extreme glow. And we don't want it to be that transparent, so we're going to kick it to, let's see how 40 looks. There we go. So we now have that kind of subtle glow happening. And we're going to want to do the same thing there. Yeah, that would be, yeah, use the search feature. FILT year. There we go. Rendering. That was what I wanted. We're going to go, we'll go better. There we go. Just so it's a little more representative of what it's actually going to look like. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to redo that. Just trying to think here. Suppose. I'm just going to check something here. Okay, I just want to see what the different blend modes might do to it. Just in case there's any that could give a nice effect. One thing I'm going to have to do is where'd my okay. There we go. You should be up 1. There, watercolor. Just gonna update my names here. Glow. Yeah, it's gonna be making a return. I just have to fix my mistake. I think I see what I did wrong there. There we go. There we are. That just needs there we go. Because we are getting some funk. Hard light. So I'm just going to go. So that was the orange pinkish. Well, only the shape was generally planned. There we are. So we have lighten. Let's just see what the hard light and soft light do as well. Hard light, soft light. I'm kind of digging what, yeah, just the general lighten. It should get real interesting when we do these ones here. So let's do the bottom. There we are. Sneak in a save. Okay. So I want you. Control X. Control V. End. Make the layer. Let's see what happens when we put it on light now. There we are. Okay. Yep, I think that's working. Yeah, we'll stick with lighten. I did originally mean for the blue to be semi-transparent as well, but I'm not sure if that will still work the same way. It might just. Let's some things that need to be done. Okay, so yeah, the blue wave now. Yeah, there's the blue edge. Unlock you. We're going to try shifting some of these colors closer to purple. Might want to desaturate a bit there. Desaturate. This will need to be played with a bit. I think maybe more blue to it. And we'll just slam the value down, slam the saturation up. There we are. And we'll kick this a little bit closer to purple as well. Okay. Next, I wanted to play with the skybox a little bit more. File. Save as XY. We're hitting Z. All right. Atmosphere top cover. Where's my dome? Dome would be on bottom. Yep, there we are. The dome, I wanted just a little more. You know what? Oh yeah, that was another thing I was gonna do. Okay, Control Shift G. So the dome, I didn't jitter the gradients on the dome yet, so the dome looks flatter than it actually should. I just want to make sure I'm selecting the right. Okay. I'm also going to dome glass. Dome frame. Dome frame dome. Okay. Hit Control S just to make sure. Control X. Did we get the glass proper? Yes, we did. Control Alt V. Might take a hot second. Oh yeah, I'll zoom out as soon as this operation is done. For some reason, it's really not keen. There we go. Ah, perfect. Yeah, so this is it in total so far. So now that I have the dome glass separated out, extensions, color, jitter gradients. I'm going to make this one fairly radical at like 250. And shouldn't be... Oh wait, does it? Oh yeah! Okay, I know what I did wrong. Is my jitter gradient tool only jitters linear gradients because I couldn't be bothered with radial gradients. So let's just make all the glass pure white. Use a linear gradient. And I think it would probably be best if... Probably the bottom glass would be best for that. Yeah, I think this is where we want it. Okay, and then Control-Shift-G, break everything apart. Extensions, color, jitter gradients. Maybe... well, no, we'll do 250. I think we're nearing the end, folks. There we go. Yeah, coming up on the docket real quick is going to be those cursors. That loading cursor just reminded me of it. Okay, yeah, we're looking fairly good for that sky glass. Now, I'm also going to duplicate the current layer. Unlock it. Oh wait, no. Dome class. We're only going to need like half the glass probably. Yeah, Control G. We'll make the fill pure white. Radial gradient. Let's just see what happens when we move it. No, that's not the effect we want. This is just going to be a very minor. Control A. All of these should be 100%. It's not going to be this white, I assure you. We'll crank it down to 8 should be a reasonable number. Okay. We're going to duplicate this yet again. Duplicate current layer. Dome glass copy. We're going to go dome Dome wire. Okay, there we go. Control A, path. You know what? Before I do big Boolean operations, Control S. There we go. Control A, path. Union. It's going to take a hot second. There we go. And select path difference. Okay. Kill the stroke. Bring up the fill. And because everything needs gradients, linear gradient ought to do it. I'm going to need to play with the bottom of the dome, I think. I think maybe just decrease that glare, actually. Let's... Oh, it wasn't the glare, it was the... Oh, it was the atmosphere. The atmosphere ought to be higher up. One more. There we go. Okay. The purple. Oh yeah, bring down the. Oh yeah, it might be a bit saturated there, so let's do that. Wave bottom orange. We want wave bottom blue polygrid. Yeah, let's desaturate that. I think this is going to be our biggest Is that a bit better? Yeah, gradients. Do you have a problem? Solve it with a gradient. Okay, so we have one more glow to do here. I think the atmosphere actually kind of works. Atmosphere top. I'm going to put in one of my favorite gradients. Oh, that's under soft. Oh, that's a neat effect anyways. And we have what? Oh, my brain just failed me. It's not specular. I'm just gonna call it rainbow because I can't remember what else it's called. Okay, let's make a gradient. We select those two, and just like nodes, you can add stops. Add a stop. Oh, come on. These are a little harder to grasp. Add a stop. Okay, now does everybody remember the colors of the rainbow? It goes red, orange, yellow, green, plasma blue, purple, red. You know what? I screwed that up. It's going to go red, Nope, it's not going to do that either. I'm going to... Yeah, I'll do it this way. Yeah, I'm going to be deleting half of these nodes anyways, so we have red, purple, take you, delete you, take you. You're actually at 0%. You are actually at 0%, even though you're red. Then we have purple, plasma blue, green, yellow, orange, red, and red at 0. Then we delete you, delete you. There we are. I probably could have gone, oh well. We'll do it like that. You know what? I'm surprised it hasn't crashed yet either. You should have seen it the other day. It did not want to cooperate. Don't want it to be too blatant. Oop. Control Z. There we go. Is that not at 0? That's, yeah, that should be at 0. There we go. Big rainbow. Oop. Okay, that's this. What are my two favorite features in Inkscape? Layers and gradients. Maybe, but this layer is going to be extremely opaque. You wouldn't know it if you weren't looking at it. Hit Control S. There, it's just ever so slightly there. And we have one more gradient, I think, left. Dome frame, background, atmosphere. And then we'll do probably misspelled that, but hey. This should be black. Make it a gradient. Open up our gradient editor. This will be black at 100%. This will be at 0. And this will be at 0 too. Okay, cool. Okay, and this is also just going to be a very lightweight layer. If we go back to the dome frame, no, not dome frame, yeah, dome frame. I don't know why this is named dome frame, but hey. There is one more color. Oh, I'm already selecting the rainbow. Yeah, I'm selecting the rainbow. What am I selecting? I just want this little bit of white here. I don't think I'm going to get it. you know what, it's fine. I think I should proceed with the wrap up, get this gradient on. I'm just gonna trace this one actually. So yeah, that's the glow. Okay. Let's lock the dome. Lock the blue polygrid. Top orange BG fill. That's the fix. Good snapping is off, otherwise my computer would melt. I don't have to be ultra precise with this because it is going to be subject to extreme blurring. I would have done this properly, but hey. There we go, go, go. Oh, that's a little off. I can adjust that. There we are. Okay, and we'll keep that orange. Oh, I might have to move that to a different layer. Oh well. You'd make the mist more opaque. Yeah, I think maybe what I'll do is in Krita I'll do a second layer of some sort. What was I doing? There we go. Let's bump that up to 4 pixels wide. 6 pixels worth of glow. We might need to actually bump that up to closer to 8. Then we'll go opacity, maybe 30. Yeah, that seems reasonable. And I'm going to have to bump that to somewhere below the blue. So bottom blue, orange edge, orange polygrid. So waterbot, orange glow. Control X, lock. Control Alt V, paste in place. There we go. That softened that up a bit. Oh, I did spot a mistake just now, I think. Yes, I did. Where's wave bottom blue edge? Unlock you, lock you, click you. Come on. Oh, it's wave top blue top edge. Wave top blue edge. There we go. Delete that. we can feel my machine starting to struggle a bit here under the weight of this, but I think we're oh yeah, I need to fix the watercolor mask there as well. Maybe we'll just see, is there any other straggling points? I don't think so. I think we're pretty well. Oh, you can hear my cat, maybe. Okay. Yeah, I do need to get the mask for the watercolor there up and running. Oh, okay. So I'm joined by my guest. This one here. I'm gonna. Okay, you can go up there. You can. Oh, there you go, girl. She's like, why'd you leave? All right. Let's see. Yeah, I think the watercolor is the last part. If anybody in the chat has any more feedback on changes, I think I'm gonna enter the wrap-up phase. So I'm just gonna be cheap about this. I would love to say that my cat is excellent and well behaved, but she is not. My cat is in fact the devil. I kind of have to hunt for my points here, don't I? I think it might be easier if I Oh, you know what I can do? I can be cheap about this. Sure, it'll like double the file size, but whoever had a problem with file sizes? This is only, let's just for the funsies, 30 megs for a vector file. Okay. Duplicate current layer. Watercolor. Ooh. My spider sense is tingling. Why is it selecting all the way down there? Path union. Okay, that's still really all we need. There we are. Where's my glow? There's my glow. What? I am missing something here. So there's my green. I'm looking for my orange edge that I have here. Oh yeah, I can do that. Okay, let's turn off the glow layer. Watercolor layer, sorry. File. Export PNG image. Page. 25. Wait. I can't even remember my screen resolution. I know it's 4K, but I think my brain is starting to melt. 3840 by 2160. There we go. 3840 by 2700. Yep. Do. Okay. We'll configure desktop and wallpaper this way. So that's what it looks like. And then if I go settings, system settings, let's just go appearance, colors. Oop. Mark panel is going to pop in, so there's it with light theme. And there's it. It'll pop in a second. No, come back. And there's it with dark. I think I need to add one more dark gradient right about there. No, I haven't uploaded. We're still finishing it off, but we just wanted to do a quick test. I feel like we're a little washed out, if I'm being honest. Let's just... background atmosphere. What happens if I just set you to like 60? Maybe 80? And then atmosphere rainbow, that's fine. Atmosphere top. No, that's pretty fine. I'll bump you down to 80 as well, actually. And yeah, I think I need one more gradient there. Water, or wave. Water. Bleh. My brain is definitely starting to shut down. Okay. Duplicate current layer. Shade. Unlock. Lock you. And my layers are jumping around too much. There we go. Path, union. Fill, solid. Why aren't you even visible? So because I'm, oh, there we go. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, fill, radiant, or radial, blah. Put you roughly here. And I find you always need to move the middle of the gradient to get a desired effect. There we go. 0, 0. Move you up a little bit more. And I'll tone this down as well. We'll move that down a hair. Yeah, that's looking more appropriate. And we'll set you to like 60. 40, 30? That looks decent. There we go. And I think one of the problems that I'm seeing is the wave top blue polygrid. It's not really being altered all that much. We're going to be adjusting this just a hair. I think we need to make that more blue. And this needs to be I think I think I might be making mistakes here. Let's undo. Yeah, that definitely needs to be a little more towards the purple spectrum there. Yeah, no, I think the lag is actually more my machine just struggling to keep up. A little lower on luminosity, a little higher on set. A little closer to purple. A little lower on set. A little lower on luminosity. This needs to be a little bit higher on set. And maybe a little bit lower on blue. There we go. Just kind of playing with the colors here. Let's see what happens if I just pick this. No. Okay, I think we're roughly there. Oh yeah, and I was finishing off the watercolor on the bottom there. So bottom orange watercolor. There's the green. Oh, that was my problem. Oh yeah, I see what I did earlier. Control-Alt-V. Page down. Path, union. Okay. Make this an outrageous purple color for a hot moment. And now for the file size melter. Duplicate the layer. Bottom, orange, watercolor. I think maybe drag and drop was going to be the saving grace here. There we are. I just named the same layer twice. Yeah, I did. Okay. This is definitely a saver because unmasking operations sometimes really hurt. So object, clip, release. There we go. Okay. Delete you. Turn you on. Control X. Control Alt V. There we go. Okay. And am I just a crazy person? Not selecting. Oh, let's see. What about making it pink, like in the bottom right? What am I making pink? Object, clip, set. Yeah, okay, that did apply. Oh, the current mask part? It's just going to be orange with the flow. I actually think we're getting roughly wrapped up here. Yeah, I think we're pretty much there. Maybe. Oh, geez, we're approaching 4 o'clock without a break. Maybe, okay, I'm gonna do one more water bottom. Water bottom. Edge light. Oh, turn off. We'll go here, 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 here. We're gonna make both of these 2. No fill, okay, stroke style, there we are. Linear gradient. Edit gradient. Okay. U to 0. Yeah, we're getting to the like real final touches right now. So that is roughly correct. Right there, and these are gonna have a little bit of glow to them, or a little bit of blur to them, I should say. We'll go 5. Decrease the glow maybe to 2.5-ish. I actually did. So I used to maintain, sorry, I have Yieldy in the chat saying that I don't have a gradient in the taskbar / panel theme. I actually did have my own Plasma theme. It was called Aether for a little while. It was buggy and I didn't really maintain it, but it had a gradient. These colors really ought to be, I think, bluish. Just a slight blue. Bit of saturation there. And I think we're pretty much done. I'm going to up the blur on this to maybe 8. There we go. So let's go File, Export. There we go. It's not going to be named dog food, but it's just configure desktop and wallpaper. Add an image. It's black. Oh, no, there we go. Okay. There. And that is it. I might play a little bit more with the blue here, but I think we're pretty much done as... Oh, you know what? I know one last thing I kind of want to do. Yeah, Carl, because I made them both. Would it be funny? Should I just call this one dog food? I was also thinking of calling this wavy McWallpaper face and just blaming it on you guys. Like I actually still seriously have that thought. No, I'll call it dog food McWallpaper face and blame it on you guys. That's the plan. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna do a couple little finishing touches, but yeah, I think this is dog food McWallpaper face. Yeah, and I'll get that going. I'll also you can blame it on us. We'll take it. Yeah. One thing I'll also do is I'll get the updated gradient jittering script uploaded, and yeah, I believe that is going to be the conclusion of the stream. So just in terms of streaming as well, I'm going to try to run Sunday streams. Oh, wait, somebody's saying no. But yeah, I'll try to run at least semi-regular Sunday streams. It's probably going to start moving into iconography. Oh yeah, one thing I might also, well, that's just part of the export process. I'm just also going to do some minor work to make sure there's no banding at all. But yeah, no, I'm going to get this uploaded. So thank you very much. Special thanks to Nico. He really kind of saved this whole little thing. Like, we wouldn't be seeing any of these shapes. It would look super flat. So special thanks. I'll warn you that I'm here waiting, super curious about the file. Yeah. So thank you again. I hope to see you guys next week if you want to see some iconography work. The streams are probably going to be a lot shorter when it comes to iconography. Probably around 2 hours, I'm guessing I'll do, and usually that'll just be a slew of icons, and you'll also get the first look at the iconoclast pipeline that I've been working on and how it can just spit out like 500-600 icons in a single click. So thank you again, and have a great week.